In this video you will learn how to make a man miss you. 7 new and updated tips that always work. Don't go anywhere because we're about to start. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can be happy with the people you love. So if you're interested in making your love life the best part of your life, get started now by clicking the subscribe button and hitting the alert button so you don't miss a thing. Okay, on to the tips to make any man miss you. Do you feel your man has become distant? Are you worried that he doesn't call or text as much, or that he doesn't make plans to see you like he used to? Do you want him to think about you and miss you more? Well, these 7 tips are sure to get his attention and make him want you and miss you. Oh, and they work best if you do them in this order. Do not flip things around. Instead, after you've done these steps, he'll be the one who misses you and he'll bring it up. So whatever you're feeling, don't let him know that you're upset or sad or worried. Number 1. Stop talking about missing him. Okay, this one is difficult, but absolutely essential. Let me explain. You see, when you notice that your man isn't calling or texting or making plans as much as he used to, it's natural to get worried and concerned about why he's changed. So you pay extra attention to what he's doing and eventually you bring it up to him. So you talk to him and you tell him that you've noticed a change in him. And you ask him what's wrong. He might tell you that there's nothing wrong, that he's just very busy, or that you're being too sensitive, don't worry about it. Or he might deny it. But if you're like most people, you can't just forget about it. Instead, you start paying extra attention to everything he does, looking for more confirmation of the way you're feeling. And no doubt you find example after example of how things have changed. And it makes you feel worse and more insecure. And despite all the talking, nothing changes. They might even get worse. And then you keep on complaining. It has the opposite effect. It just makes things more difficult between you. It's as if he sees you as the one who's always complaining and nagging. So step 1 is not to bring it up again, at least not yet. I know it's not easy, but if you keep bringing it up, you will sabotage your chances of turning things around. Instead, after you've taken these steps, he'll be the one who misses you and will bring it up. So, whatever you're feeling, don't let him know that you're upset or sad or worried. Number 2. Stop initiating communication. If you're in this situation, I imagine you've been the one reaching out to start conversations by texting or calling. But you have to stop being the one who always reaches out first. It's not easy, of course, because you want to connect and communicate. But if you want a man to really miss you, you have to pull away. So don't initiate calls or texts to him. Notice I didn't say ignore him or stop communicating. I'm saying stop being the one who's always looking for him and start communicating. You're not the one who's going to start the date with a good morning call or text. Instead, let him do it. Eventually he'll notice the difference and wonder why you've suddenly gone silent. Let him feel a little down and realize that he was happier when things were different. Your silence will speak volumes and he will usually get back in touch fairly quickly. Oh, and make him wait before you answer his calls and texts. I understand the urge to respond immediately, especially if you've been waiting to hear from him for a while. But taking some time to respond to his contact sends the message that you are busy and not just sitting by your phone waiting for him to get back to you. Be patient and take your time before replying. This is sure to increase his desire for you. Number 3. Give him something to miss. I know this sounds funny, but if you're worried that something is wrong or that he's changed, it affects all your interactions with him. It affects your conversations, your attitude, your energy in general. He'll feel your disappointment and frustration and the time you spend together will feel much heavier and certainly not fun. And that is the opposite of what you want him to feel. So you need to figure out how to completely hide that disappointment and be the happy and confident person he wants to be with. All of these tips are based on being the best version of yourself. They are designed to help him see your value and remember the person he fell in love with. So you need to rock his world like no one else can and leave him wanting more. leave him wanting more. And the only person who can satisfy that desire and that need is you. So you have to create that dynamic, that feeling that he can't get anywhere else. Every time he thinks of you, he's going to think of the fun things. He's going to associate you with everything that's fun. Not just once, but every time. Light, fun, easy and confident. Not disappointed, frustrated or insecure about where things are going. Number 4. Prioritize your life and start saying no. In other words, don't always make yourself available by saying yes when he calls and asks you out, especially if he calls at short notice. Saying no to his requests sends the message that you have other obligations or commitments that take priority, at least at the time he's asking. It also forces him to recognize your independence and that you're not just sitting by the phone waiting for him to call. Remember, one of the most important things men find attractive in women is independence. He needs to know how full and complete your life is. And if he's part of it, it's because you want him to be part of it, not because you need him to be part of it. So make sure you keep up with the life you had before you met him. Be yourself and make yourself a priority. Make and keep plans with your friends and keep your diary full. This will go a long way to helping him see you as a quality woman with an exciting life. And if you do, he will want to be a part of it. And if he's not, he'll sense that too. So when he calls at the last minute to make plans, oops, sorry, I have plans. This will make him prioritize and plan his time with you. He will also begin to realize that he does not get the privilege of calling you and asking you to go out when he feels he is winning. He has to earn that high priority status back. So make other plans and he will start to remember how you used to be available to him when he prioritized the relationship. Oh, and I'm not suggesting you play games and hide behind the phone. Go out with your friends and have fun again, away from your man. Do something for yourself, take up a new hobby or do something you enjoy. Remember, being unavailable some of the time will make you feel better and drive him a bit crazy. Number 5. Be a little mysterious. This means that you don't have to share every detail of your daily activities with him. I'm not encouraging you to keep secrets or lie, but don't explain every little thing you do unless he asks. You want him to be curious and intrigued. So share bits and pieces of your life slowly and let him regain your trust. If you're going out to dinner with your parents, tell him you're going out to dinner. You don't have to tell him who you're going out with unless he asks. And if you have plans with friends and he asks you out at the last minute, tell him you have plans with friends and don't change your plans for his last-minute request. This will force him to realize that your time is valuable and he needs to put you first. Not a last-minute call because he has nothing else to do. Number 6. Have the conversation when the time is right. This is super important. If you've done these first steps correctly, your boyfriend will definitely notice a change and will probably be concerned and maybe even resist these changes. And that's a good thing. You want him to recognize and remember that he has an amazing wife. If he doesn't notice the changes, then you should be worried. So you're not the one who should bring it up. If he notices your changes, he'll either step up his game and become more loving and more like he used to be, or he'll bring up what he's noticed and want to have a conversation about it. And that's perfect. So be clear and honest about your expectations of the relationship. And while it may be tempting to try and adapt your wants and needs to his, you absolutely can't do that if you're looking for a long-term relationship. So be honest with yourself and with him. Number 7. Be willing to walk away. You have to be prepared to walk away from someone or something if it's not working. You can't lie to yourself or negotiate with yourself that even though they don't really show you the love and affection you expect, they will change or things will get better. Believe me, they won't. And if anything, they will only get worse. Look, people change when they really want to or when they really have to. So he has to know that he has to change or he's going to lose you. You don't have to tell him that. It has to be shown in your behavior. He needs to feel that you won't settle. That you're not going to tolerate behavior or actions from him that you don't agree with. So he needs to be afraid of losing you if he doesn't step up his game. And he's only going to find that out if he knows that you're willing and able to walk away from something that's not right for you. Still, I know that many of you will be worried about doing these tips. You will worry that he will be upset or that he will lose interest. They all feel risky. You're afraid of the worst that could happen. That he will lose interest or forget you. But I can promise you this. If he loves you, if he appreciates you, doing these things will wake him up and he will remember and appreciate what he has. So the most important thing you can do to improve the quality of your relationship is to overcome your fear of rejection. Overcome your fear of ending the relationship. And to do that you have to adopt the belief that if it's meant to be, it will be. If you're not compatible, it's not going to work in the long run anyway. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you've subscribed, please like this video and leave a comment below letting us know if you agree or disagree with these tips and if you've already tried them. Thanks for watching.